Welcome back, and still in the studio with me today is PY Wong from Tindak Malaysia. We've heard from PY about how crucial the equalizing initiative is in the context of the delimitation exercise that's about to take off in addressing the skewed results that we obtained in the 13th general election. Now, PY, I've been to the Election Commission website, and it says there in bold letters, cekap dan telus, efficient and transparent. Now, I understand from what you were telling us that in order for the delimitation to be effective for the rakyat themselves, in ascertaining that it does allow for a greater level of equality, there has to be transparency. Now, I've got to be honest, my opinion is, my sense is authorities will not give us the necessary information in order to enable the rakyat to be sure of a relimitation or delimitation that improves the situation. Now, if that in fact is the case, what do we, the rakyat, particularly the 51% who voted for change in the 13 GE, but still saw that the 47% prevailed? Now, share with us first your thoughts on the role of the EC in facilitating this delimitation exercise. Who should they be serving? And if, as I've said, I do not think they are going to assist us, what we, the rakyat, need to do.
If you refer to Article 114 of the Federal Constitution, Haris, it says that the Agong shall select members of the EC who can command public confidence.
Okay, confidence on the part of the rakyat.
Yes. If you look carefully at those words, it implies to you that the EC is supposed to serve the rakyat. That is the primary stakeholder, not to serve the Prime Minister, not to serve the political parties or the politicians.
Okay, yes.
That is the first criteria on that.
That is as it should be.
Yes. Therefore, when the EC carry out this delimitation exercise, their focus should be on how to disseminate this information to all the rakyat, the 30 million of them.
Okay.
Not just merely the 13 million voters.
The rakyat?
Yes.
Okay.
So how would a rakyat in a remote corner in the country or state have access? It cannot be on the basis of one map in one display center, right, and 220 maps in 220 display center.
Right.
That is not what we consider as transparency. So a measure of the EC's transparency is that they put these maps in digital format online. So immediately you as a rakyat, when they launch it, you can tell, is this election commission transparent? Because we know they have the digital maps.
Yes.
They have outsourced it, they have done it. Otherwise, they cannot analyze it.
All right.
So it's also a measure of their competency,
okay,
in being able to put it forward.
Okay.
So there's a part on transparency.
Ikhlas.
Ikhlas, sincerity.
Sincerity.
Sincerity is also one part, because they said on the 2nd of November, reported by Bernama, the chairman said, the delimitation exercise is meant to facilitate the voter. Having one map per center, it's difficult to imagine how this can facilitate the voter.
You've approached them, you've already asked, and they have given you responses that do not seem to suggest that we will get that transparency that we need, that the rakyat, that the average individual out there will need in order for him or her to know if this delimitation exercise is going to equalize the constituencies.
Yes, because by the time you find out, they gazette the start of the delimitation exercise, the clock starts ticking.
Yes.
And you have 30 days to protest,
right,
by which time it is too late. So if you want to make a point, the voter, you as the voter, should be writing to the EC now and writing to your MP and ADON to insist that they press the EC to put the maps online in digital format.
All right. So number one, we should all be writing to our MPs, writing to the EC to say, make the digital maps available online.
Online.
All right.
Before the start of the Gazette.
Okay, so which means, in
Now.
other words, don't wait now.
Now,
do it
do it
now,
now.
today.
Yes.
I go back after, write my letter,
Yes.
and send it out to
Correct.
my MP and the EC to say, make the digital maps available online.
Correct.
Now, go back to something that you mentioned earlier. What about the issue of no increase in the number of parliamentary constituencies? Is there anything that we, the rakyat, can do?
You also can do the same exercise. Write to your MP and ADUN expressing your opinion or your wish that there should not be any increase in seat.
Now, if I'm writing to my MP, should I not just be telling him that since he is my representative, it's not just my opinion, I am directing you to vote against a seat increase?
That's correct.
So not just voicing my opinion, but
Yes.
directing my MP to stand against any seat increase.
Yes, that's also a good method.
Okay. What else? Now, you've said that we need to have those maps. Now, if EC is not going to readily make them available, is there anything that we, the rakyat, can collectively do to overcome this hurdle?
Well, that is what Tindak Malaysia is organizing now.
Okay. What is
We are appealing for 220 photographers throughout the country to go to the display centers, take photographs of the maps and submit to us so that we can assemble them and carry out the analysis on their behalf.
Okay, just so that those who are viewing this and who may be photographers or quite handy with the camera, what you want them to do is, once EC has announced the launch of the delimitation exercise, the maps will be up. The maps of all the constituencies will be up at the various district offices. Is it?
Display center.
Display centers in the various constituencies.
Yes.
Every constituency will have a center.
Yes.
Where the map is being displayed.
Yes, it is possible, like for example, say Kelana Jaya, MPSJ. MPSJ may have 2 or 3 parliamentary seats.
Okay.
So it could be possible that 3 parliamentary seats is displayed in 1 local councillor.
What Tindak Malaysia requires is a photograph of each of those maps on display.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, what else? What else can we do?
But this is important. We need to know the names of the photographers now.
Okay.
Because we need to evaluate and test them to see whether they know how to produce the photographs to the quality we require. We cannot afford to wait during the display and then start scrambling around. That is too late.
So if anyone who's watching this now, who feels they would like to assist Tindak Malaysia in this effort, how do they get in touch with Tindak Malaysia?
Please write to me at pywong@tindakmalaysia.com, or you can visit our site at tindak.org.
And they should be doing that starting today.
Immediately.
Don't wait for EC to announce the commencement of the delimitation exercise.
That will be too late.
That will be too late. What else can... No, I want to stress this again. I am one of that 51 or 52% who voted for a regime change, but saw my vote frustrated simply because the system is so skewed. Now, I'm sure...
Uneven.
That's right. Many out there feel the way I do. Many of us are now thinking, how can we help in this very important equalizing initiative that is being taken by Tindak? What else can we do?
Well, assuming the EC behaves in the pessimistic view that you have projected, and they don't put the digital maps online, one step we have is to prepare the photographers, to take all the photographers and assemble the mosaic to do the analysis.
All right.
We will do the technical part. You as the voter should register as an objector now to stand by, because every constituency we need 100 voters.
All right. I want to stop you. When you say register as an objector now, obviously not with the Election Commission.
What happens is we have a form online at tindak.org where you can download, you fill in the form, we need at least 2 copies. Reason being there are 2 hearings. So we need 1 objection per hearing, minimum 2, ideally 4, so that we can have a duplicate copy when we submit to the EC.
So when you say register, you mean register with Tindak Malaysia?
No, it is a form that is addressed to the EC, a standard form.
But can you register now before they've even begun the delimitation?
You can do that in readiness so that we can help you to compile the objections. It is a chicken and egg situation. If you wait for the maps to come out, you may not have the time to assemble the numbers.
Okay, now we've run out of time. We've dealt with a very, very important issue, PY. It's a matter that is very close to my heart because it is all about allowing the voice of the rakyat to reign supreme in the country. I thank you for taking time out to come and join us on this show, and I hope that perhaps once the delimitation has kicked off, if there's a need to, we'll get you back into the studio to share with the viewers as to what's happening with the delimitation exercise. With that, I thank you for having been with us on this very, very important series. I hope you will take heed to what P.Y. Wong has said about what we, the Rakyat, can collectively do to return democracy back to this nation. You may not agree with everything we have said, but we'll agree to disagree. Until the next time, thank you for being with us.